In this video, we will cover the molecular biology of the pancreatic adenocarcinoma, or in other uh, terms, we can consider it as the what are the characteristics of pancreatic cancer. So we will start with this genetic and epigenetics changes that are occurred in the pancreatic cancer. Some of the things we have already discussed in our previous videos, such as the genetic alteration that occurs. Some of the major genetic alteration is this KRAS mutation that we have covered in our last video, that 90% of the pancreatic cancer patients has this KRAS mutation, whereas 50 to 70% of the patient has this TP53 gene mutation, and some of the other patients, like around 45 to 50% and 31 to 38%, has this CDK24 and SMAD4 mutation respectively, and other mutations are also there, but they are present in low percentage. And in terms of the epigenetic changes, what are some of the changes that leads to this histone modification are this MLL2, MLL3, HDAC, KDMA gene mutations. So these mutations will lead to the epigenetic changes by modifying this histone, so that it will affect the final transcription efficiencies. And there are some chromatin modification also. So chromatin is also a part of the DNA. So any modification on this chromatin will also impact the transcription efficiencies, and will finally lead to the epigenetic changes. Some of the chromatin regulating genes that get affected are this ARD2, SMARCA2 genes, and there are other genes also that are mentioned in the figure. And now let us understand what are the therapeutic limitations that are occurred while treating the pancreatic cancer patient. Some of the therapeutic problems that occurs is that the metastatic of the pancreatic cancer, it can the metastatic property of the pancreatic cancer will lead to spread of this pancreatic cancer cells across the other parts of the body, such as uh, lungs, and it will develop tumors in that part of the body also. And other major problems, one of the solutions that uh, is available presently, one of the best solution that is available present situation, is this surgical resection. So this surgical resection is only effective when the pancreatic cancer does not reach to this metastatic stage. And however, after that stage, the only solution is available, that is right now, is this systematic chemotherapy. However, in this chemotherapy, the chemotherapy is not able to distinguish between healthy cells and the pancreatic cells. It will lead to the several side effects, and apart from that, the efficiency of the chemotherapy is very low, because it will not be able to kill all the pancreatic cells present within the host. And one more thing in doing the surgical resection is that after surgical resection, they also needs to go through this post-operative chemotherapy. As from the surgical resection also, there is a possibility that some of the pancreatic tumor or cancer cells might still present within the host. And the next part is this that we have already covered in this part B, that is highly metastatic disease. So these pancreatic cancers are highly metastatic because of the tumor microenvironment, or toxic tumor microenvironment that they have. And that toxic tumor environment, one of the cause for the toxic tumor microenvironment is the dense tumor of this pancreatic cancer that is available within a short area, within a short space. So this toxic tumor microenvironment will cause a highly immunosuppressive environment. So within this tumor microenvironment, the immune system will not be able to perform efficiently, and simultaneously this tumor microenvironment and this metastatic property of this disease helps in this tumor cells to spread across different organs of the host, such as this lung, liver, and bones, uh, and from there, uh, and at this stage, the complete treatment of the patient is become very difficult, as now cells are spread across all almost across different part of the organs. And the next part and the important part is this metabolic reprogramming. As we know that cancer cells are one of the property of the cancer cells is to uncontrolled growth rate, and in order to grow themselves, they need to have some kind of energy that supports their uncontrolled growth rate, and this kind of energies can be arranged by the pancreatic cancers by this metabolic reprogramming. So what happens in this metabolic reprogramming, the energy that is required for the growth uncontrolled growth rate, that is glucose uptake and amino acid uptake, uh, will get increased because of the metabolic reprogramming that occurred within the cancerous cells, and this will take care of the additional energy that is required by these pancreatic cancer cells for their growth rate. So this is how the different aspects of the pancreatic cancers uh, make it difficult for the treatment, make it difficult for the patients who got affected by the pancreatic cancers to survive. So if you need to understand more about this molecular biology of the pancreatic adenocarcinoma, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.